Authority is a position. Leadership is a character. Why is it that some people are willingly followed, while others are merely obeyed through fear or necessity? Why do some leaders inspire a deep, unwavering loyalty that withstands any storm, while others command only a temporary compliance that vanishes the moment their back is turned? The difference lies in a set of powerful, often invisible laws of leadership that have been practiced by the great figures of history. Napoleon Hill dedicated his life to studying these laws, and in this message, we will unveil the 11 principles that separate the mere managers from the true masters, the followers from the authentic leaders. Before we can explore these laws, we must first make a critical distinction, one that is at the heart of all human organization. We must understand the profound difference between a leader and a boss. The world is full of bosses, but tragically scarce on true leaders. A boss drives their people. A leader coaches them. A boss depends on the authority of their position. A leader depends on the goodwill they have cultivated. A boss inspires fear. A leader inspires enthusiasm. A boss says I. A leader says we. A boss knows how a thing is done. A leader shows how it is done. A boss uses people. A leader develops them. A boss sees the work as a drudgery. A leader sees it as an opportunity. A boss demands respect. A leader earns it. This is not a simple play on words. It is the great divide that determines the success or failure of any enterprise. Leadership is not a title bestowed upon you. It is a quality of character that you must develop from within. It is the art of influencing others to accomplish a definite purpose willingly, harmoniously, and with enthusiasm. It is the single most valuable and highest paid form of knowledge in the world. And the good news is this: it is a skill that can be learned. It is a science with definite laws. This journey to become a true leader is the ultimate application of the principles we study here at the X of Mentality. It starts with the definite decision to study the craft. If you are ready to move beyond being a follower or a boss and are committed to becoming a true leader, then make that declaration now. Subscribe to this channel as your commitment not just to your own success, but to the art of lifting others up with you. Now, what are these laws? What are the specific, actionable principles that forge this magnetic character of leadership? It begins with the two foundational pillars upon which all leadership is built, the very bedrock of a leader's soul, and that is where we uncover the first two great laws. Courage is the foundation. Self-control is the master signature. We now arrive at the bedrock upon which all true leadership is built. Before any of the other laws can be effectively applied, a leader must first possess two foundational qualities that radiate from their very core. These are the twin pillars of character that command respect and inspire trust. The first of these is unwavering courage. This courage is not the reckless bravado of a fool rushing into danger. It is a deep, quiet, and unshakable self-confidence based upon two things: knowledge of self and knowledge of one's occupation. No follower wishes to be led by a leader who is plagued by fear and indecision. The very energy of fear is contagious. It signals weakness and incompetence, causing followers to lose faith not only in the leader, but in the mission itself. A true leader, however, emanates an aura of courage. It is this courage that gives them the strength to make definite decisions and to stand by them, even in the face of adversity and criticism. It is this courage that allows them to take calculated risks, to venture into uncharted territory where great opportunities are found. This quality is the foundation upon which the leader's own self-respect and the respect of their followers is built. But courage alone, without its twin pillar, can become reckless and dangerous. The second foundational law of leadership is absolute self-control. The man who cannot control himself can never hope to control others. Self-control is the balance wheel that allows a leader to master their emotions, to think clearly under pressure, and to remain calm in the midst of a storm. The leader who is easily provoked, who explodes in fits of anger, or who shows signs of despair when things go wrong, immediately loses the respect and confidence of their followers. They demonstrate that they are a creature of circumstance, a slave to their own emotional reactions. The true leader is a master of their inner world. They understand that no one can make them angry or fearful without their own consent. They practice emotional detachment, observing their own feelings without becoming them. This self-control gives them a tremendous advantage. It allows them to make decisions based on logic and reason, not on fleeting emotions. It projects an aura of stability and power that makes others feel safe and secure in their leadership. Unwavering courage and absolute self-control are the two sides of the same coin of inner mastery. One without the other is incomplete, but together they form the unshakable foundation upon which a great leader is built. With this foundation of inner mastery established, the true leader must then look outward, for their power is not sustained by their own strength alone, but by the fairness and definiteness with which they treat others. This brings us to the next essential laws of leadership.
Fairness builds the bridge of trust. Decision is the courage to walk across it.
With the foundation of inner mastery, courage, and self-control firmly established, the true leader must then look outward. For their power is not sustained by their own strength alone, but by the fairness and definiteness with which they treat others. This brings us to the next essential laws of leadership. The third great law is possessing a keen sense of justice. This is not merely about following the rules. It is about a deep, unwavering commitment to fairness, impartiality, and integrity. No leader can long command the respect and loyalty of their followers if those followers feel that they are treated unjustly. Favoritism, dishonesty, or the failure to give credit where credit is due are poisons that will destroy the morale of any organization. The true leader understands that fairness is the bedrock of trust. When followers know that their leader will act with justice, that their efforts will be recognized, and that they will be treated equitably, they feel safe. And in that safety, they are willing to give their absolute best, their loyalty, and their full cooperation. A leader without a keen sense of justice may rule for a time through fear, but they will never truly lead. Hand in hand with justice comes the fourth law, definiteness of decision. The leader who hesitates, who wavers, who changes their mind with every new opinion they hear, communicates weakness and uncertainty to their followers. A ship with a captain who cannot decide on a course is a ship that is destined for the rocks. Followers cannot move with confidence if their leader is indecisive. This indecision creates anxiety, confusion, and a complete lack of forward momentum. The true leader, on the other hand, has the courage to make a definite decision and to stand by it. This does not mean they are stubborn or unwilling to change a plan if facts prove it wrong. It means that once they have gathered the necessary information and made a judgment, they move forward with conviction. Followers would rather follow a leader who makes a firm decision that is occasionally wrong than a leader who makes no decision at all. For in definite decision, there is power, there is action, there is progress. A keen sense of justice informs the decision, and definiteness of decision executes it. These two qualities separate the master strategist from the armchair general.
A goal without a plan is just a wish.
But a decision, no matter how just or definite, is powerless without a practical plan for its execution. The fifth law of all successful leadership is the creation of definiteness of plans. The true leader is not just a person of vision and character. They are a master strategist who knows how to translate that vision into a workable, step-by-step plan. They do not rely on hope or luck. They rely on sound planning. A definite plan is a map. It outlines the specific actions to be taken, it assigns responsibility, and it anticipates potential obstacles. The leader who operates without such a plan is merely gambling with the resources and the faith of their followers. But the leader who presents a clear, intelligent plan inspires confidence. Their followers can see the path from where they are to where they are going. This clarity of planning eliminates fear, doubt, and misunderstanding, and allows the entire team to focus their energies on efficient and coordinated action. Great leaders build their definite plans with the aid of their mastermind alliance, ensuring that the plan is sound from every possible angle. With a definite plan in place, the leader then embodies the sixth great law, a principle that separates the great from the good, the habit of doing more than paid for. The mediocre leader, like the mediocre employee, does only what is required of them. They fulfill their contract and nothing more. But the true leader has a different philosophy. They are constantly looking for ways to render more and better service that is expected of them. They go the extra mile, not because they are seeking an immediate reward, but because it is their nature to create maximum value. This habit does two things. First, it sets a powerful example for their followers, inspiring them to also give their best. Second, it puts the great law of increasing returns into motion. By giving more value than is expected, the leader creates a reputation for excellence and attracts to themselves greater opportunities and greater compensation. They lead by example, demonstrating that the path to rising up is to first lift up the quality and quantity of one's own service. A definite plan provides the map, and the spirit of doing more than is required provides the fuel. This commitment to a higher standard is the essence of the X of mentality. If you are ready to adopt this philosophy of excellence in action, go to the comments and declare, "My standard is excellence."
Your personality is your silent letter of recommendation. We now arrive at a law that is often misunderstood, yet it is one of the most potent forces in a leader's arsenal. The seventh law of leadership is the cultivation of a pleasing personality. Do not mistake this for superficial charm or a fake saccharine sweetness. A pleasing personality, in the context of great leadership, is a carefully cultivated magnetism. It is a positive, dynamic energy that attracts people and inspires cooperation rather than demanding it. It is the quality that makes others want to carry out your instructions. A pleasing personality is a composite of many habits. It is the habit of smiling genuinely. It is the habit of using a firm but friendly tone of voice. It is the habit of showing sincere interest in other people. It is the habit of being a good listener, of making the person you're speaking with feel like they are the most important person in the world at that moment. It is the habit of being open-minded and tolerant, even with those who disagree with you. The leader with a sour, negative, or arrogant personality may achieve results through fear and intimidation, but they will never achieve true loyalty. Their followers will work with resentment, doing only the bare minimum, and will abandon them at the first sign of trouble. The leader with a pleasing personality, however, creates an atmosphere of harmony and goodwill. Their followers work with enthusiasm, willing to go the extra mile, because they are not just working for a paycheck, they are working for a person they genuinely like, admire, and respect. This quality can and must be developed. You must conduct a fearless self-analysis of your own mannerisms. Do you have a firm handshake? Do you make eye contact? Is your posture one of confidence and openness? Are you quick to offer praise and slow to criticize? every detail matters. Cultivating a pleasing personality is the act of polishing the vessel through which your leadership is expressed. It is the X factor that turns mere compliance into enthusiastic cooperation. To lead people, you must first understand them. The eighth law of leadership flows directly from the last. It is the quality that gives a pleasing personality its depth and sincerity. It is the practice of sympathy and understanding. The true leader is always able to put themselves in the place of their followers. They make it their business to understand their followers' problems, their perspectives, and their personal ambitions. The boss, or the dictator, sees their people as mere cogs in a machine, instruments to be used for the attainment of a goal. The true leader sees their followers as human beings, as partners in a great enterprise. They know that every person has their own set of hopes, dreams, and personal challenges. By showing a sincere sympathy and understanding for these challenges, the leader builds a bond of loyalty that is unbreakable. When a follower makes a mistake, the boss is quick to condemn. The leader is quick to understand why the mistake was made and then uses it as a teaching opportunity. When a follower is facing personal difficulties, the leader offers support and compassion. This does not mean being soft or lowering standards. It means being human. It means recognizing the dignity and worth of every individual on your team. This quality of sympathy and understanding is also a powerful strategic tool. By understanding what motivates your followers on a deep, human level, you can more effectively inspire them to action. You learn what their individual ambitions are, and you find ways to help them achieve their goals while they're helping you achieve yours. This creates a state of perfect harmony, where everyone is working for their own good, and by doing so, contributing to the good of all. The leader who has mastered the art of sympathetic understanding is the leader who will never lack for loyal, enthusiastic followers.
Great victories are won through small details.
We now turn to a law that underpins a leader's ability to make sound, definite decisions. The ninth law is mastery of detail. The successful leader must be the master of all essential details connected with their position. This does not mean they are a micromanager. The true leader knows how to delegate details to capable lieutenants, but they must understand those details thoroughly. The leader who is hazy about the facts of their own enterprise, who operates on guesswork and vague information, cannot command the respect of their well-informed followers. They will make poor decisions, and their lack of competence will be obvious to all. This creates an atmosphere of instability and a lack of confidence in the leadership. The master of detail, however, has all the relevant facts at their command. When they speak with the authority of someone who knows what they are talking about. Their plans are sound because they are based on a thorough understanding of the realities of their business. This mastery allows them to anticipate problems before they arise and to seize opportunities that a less informed person would miss. This requires a habit of diligent study and analysis. The leader must be willing to do their homework. They must constantly be learning, constantly be gathering facts, constantly be deepening their understanding of their industry, their market, and their own organization. This mastery of detail is what gives a leader the confidence to be decisive. They can act swiftly and with conviction because they know their decision is based on a solid foundation of fact. It is the quiet, behind-the-scenes work that makes powerful public action possible. This commitment to a higher standard of competence is a core principle of the X of mentality. If you are ready to master the details of your own life's work, go to the comments and declare, "I am a master of the details."
A true leader takes the blame and gives the credit.
We now arrive at one of the most crucial and rarest of all leadership qualities. The 10th law is the willingness to assume full responsibility. This quality, more than almost any other, separates the true leaders from the mere bosses. The weak leader, the boss, is quick to pass the buck. When a mistake is made, they will search for a subordinate to blame. When a plan fails, they will point to external circumstances. They believe this protects them, but in reality, it destroys the respect of their followers. The great leader, however, operates from a different code. They assume full responsibility for the mistakes and shortcomings of their followers. If a subordinate fails, the leader accepts that it was their own failure in either selecting, training, or motivating that person correctly. They take the blame publicly and deal with the issue privately. This act builds a fierce loyalty that is almost unimaginable to the ordinary mind. It creates a team that is not afraid to take risks and innovate because they know their leader has their back. Conversely, the true leader is always quick to give credit for success to their followers. Where the small-minded boss will try to claim the credit for a subordinate's brilliant idea, the true leader will make sure that the person responsible receives the full praise and recognition. They are not interested in bolstering their own ego. They are interested in building up their people. They know that by making their followers feel important and appreciated, they inspire them to even greater achievements. This willingness to assume responsibility and give away credit is the hallmark of a person with immense self-confidence and a powerful sense of inner security. They do not need the praise of others because their self-worth comes from within. This single trait can build a loyal, high-performing, and fearless organization faster than any other. It is the signature of a truly noble character.
Power is not the effort of one, it is the cooperation of many. The 11th and final law of power is, in reality, the practical result of all the others combined. It is the principle of cooperation. The primary duty and the greatest evidence of a leader is their ability to induce their followers to cooperate and work together in a spirit of harmony. Power is never the effort of one person. It is always the coordinated, harmonious effort of many. A leader may have unwavering courage, perfect self-control, a keen sense of justice, definite plans, and all the other qualities we have discussed. But if they cannot induce cooperation among their people, they will fail. Their power will remain a potential, never a reality. How does a leader induce cooperation? They do it by applying the other 10 laws. Their courage and definite purpose inspire others to follow their vision. Their pleasing personality and sympathetic understanding make people want to cooperate with them. Their keen sense of justice makes followers feel safe and willing to give their best effort. Their mastery of detail and willingness to assume responsibility builds trust and respect. Cooperation is the engine of the mastermind principle. A true leader understands that their main job is to act as a harmonizing influence. They must skillfully coordinate the efforts of their people, directing their combined power toward the attainment of the group's definite purpose. They must be swift to eliminate discord, to resolve misunderstandings, and to ensure that every member of the team feels like a valued part of a unified whole. The greatest leaders are those who can achieve the most with the least amount of friction. They build systems and cultures where cooperation is the natural and easy path for everyone. The ability to create willing cooperation is the final measure of a leader's power.
Leadership is not a right you are given. It is a responsibility you assume. And so, we have unveiled the 11 laws of power that separate the followers from the true leaders. From the inner foundation of courage and self-control to the outward expression of justice, planning, and cooperation. These are not suggestions. They are the unchanging laws of leadership. To become a true leader is to consciously decide to develop these qualities within yourself. It is to understand that leadership is not a position you were given to satisfy your own ego, It is a sacred trust, a profound responsibility that you assume for the benefit of others. The mantle of leadership is earned by those who have first proven they have mastered themselves. The world today is in desperate need of such leaders. In business, in politics, in our communities, and in our homes, we need men and women who lead not by force, but by inspiration, who seek not to be served, but to serve, who understand that their greatest success is found in the success of those they lead. This is the ultimate challenge presented by the philosophy of the X of mentality. It is a call to rise above the mindset of the follower and to assume the responsibilities of leadership in your own life. Therefore, I invite you one final time to make this commitment. Subscribe to this channel, and in doing so, declare your decision to master these 11 laws and become a true leader in your own sphere of influence. The world does not need another boss. It needs you at your best. It needs your leadership. The path is clear. The laws are timeless. The choice, as always, is yours.
Activate the X within you.